my god, pure heya. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am Kayla, and today we're gonna have a solo self-loving date. Now, I am a little bit overdressed for the plans that we have today, but we'll get to that in just a sec, okay? Because before I tell you what we're going to do, I'm going to tell you the fact that when I woke up this morning, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to be out of my comfort zone. I didn't want to be out of my bed. I didn't want to do anything. But you know what? I would do it for a man. If a man asked me on a date and I was remotely interested, I'd get up out of my bed and I would do my makeup and I would make sure I look like a bad bitch for a man. So if I can do that for a man, I can do that for myself. And that's the same thing goes for you. Because 2025 has been the year where I personally let go of male validation. And I personally learned to heal from the male gaze and all of that kind of thing. So that was a very big motivation to get out of bed and to get dressed. And I may have, like I said, being a little bit overdressed. I've been trying to learn how I like my makeup. I'm kind of feeling this one, I'm not gonna lie. Today, we're going on a solo day. Today, we're gonna have a self-loving moment in time on the shortest day of the year. Hashtag seasonal depression who. My plan is that I'm gonna go potentially to Costa on my way to Lidl/Aldi, and I'm gonna get maybe a little iced coffee. Even though it's like minus 3 degrees outside right now. I'm just going through my iced coffee phase. I feel like it's very that girl drink, you know what I mean? Like, a cappuccino just isn't doing it for me anymore. And then I'm going to walk with my little feet all the way to Lidl. And I'm going to get some things. I'm planning on getting, first off, a cake. And I don't know if you've seen this online, like I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok, but I keep seeing this thing where people are like, they write on a little thing and they put in a cake the achievement that they've done this year. And personally, I've done a lot this year and I'm very proud of myself, but I feel like I want a genuine moment to like celebrate myself. Very important, but also I'm new. This is new territory for me. I'm usually like, I achieve something and then I move on to the next thing and then I achieve that and then I move on to the next thing. And then I'm also thinking about buying myself some flowers, and the reason why is because I'm not so good at celebrating myself in the moment. I recently got my red belt in taekwondo and I'm a bad bitch and I'm an even better bitch for that. But the thing is, before that exam was even over, I was already thinking about that my next exam is my black belt exam. Before I even got a chance to celebrate the fact that I had done something really big, I had already moved on to the next thing. So I think I might get myself some red roses, and every time I look at them I'll remember, hey, I'm a red belt. I got my red belt. And then, right, this is the plan of action. We're going to come back. We're going to have all of our stuff. We're going to get the vibes. Like, the vibes are fine right now, but by the time, it's shortest day of the year. By the time I come back, it's going to be dark outside. So I'm going to get the sunset lamp on, maybe. Get some vibes going, light a few candles, etc. And then we're going to not only celebrate this year, but we're also going to celebrate next year and all that next year has to offer, aka build our vision board. So I just thought they would be nice, like saying goodbye to this year and saying hello to next year. It'd be a nice little combo for you to come along with me on, you know, and also connecting to myself, spending some time doing the arts and crafts, spending some time with my favourite people. Anyway, I think it's time to go get some caffeine in my system to keep me going through all of this. See you there. I think it's gonna rain. Can I have a this and a vanilla latte, please? Hello. I'm gonna try a public vlog and hope. Yeah, a little scary, but I really think about it, so I'm not gonna think about it that much. I was gonna just collect my coffee and bring it straight to Lidl, but It decided to rain, so I said I'm going to take that as a sign for me to eat some food. Now this food is currently scalding, but I have a little Caesar wrap. Gonna drink my little coffee, gonna eat my food, potentially read my book / have a Pinterest scroll. When the rain fully goes away, maybe perhaps I will head to Aldi, which I actually am not mad because I'm having some literal date vibe one-on-one kind of time. I got a vanilla latte, by the way, a hot one, because I didn't bring a coat today. Because I aspire to be the most authentic creator out there, the most real girl with you all, I just thought the formula I have a massive wedgie right now. Decided to come to the park just for literally a minute because the shop that I want to go to is like right there, and then this is the park that I usually go to, so I just said I'd come and be in nature and connect to myself for a second. I actually just bumped into a girl that I used to go to school with. Every time we see each other we say that we're gonna go get coffee, so shout out to Leanne, we need to go get that coffee. But also I feel like when you bump into people that were like a part of a certain chapter of your life, it always kind of reminds you of like, well, for me, I see how far I've come. Like back then when I was in school, I was like a very self-hating kind of individual. I didn't really have a lot of self-love, I didn't have a lot of self-worth, etc. And my life was just so different to now. Even just how I speak to myself, how I treat myself, the people I'm surrounded with, etc. Like life is just very, very, very different, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm so glad that I love myself. Secured. Maybe I might get a basket. They don't have any fresh cakes in the fresh cake section, so I'm gonna see if I can buy like a little, you know, a one in a packet, like. Haha. You can't come to Aldi and not have a look at the junk section, so I'm gonna have a little stroll. Maybe I'll find a new candle for tonight's adventures. Have a little bottle making sound. That's cute. Home time. We've had a wee change of outfit, which is just my fancy pajamas essentially. And then also I did the flowers and I have basically everything ready. I just want to go down and find some more tea lights so that way I can make it more vibey, and I'm gonna probably plug in my sunset lamp. Honestly, I think I'm liking just the whitey warm kind of colours, because I was going to add the sunset lamp like I said, but I think I'm a bit of a fan of this. Okay, let's show you the plan of action. First things first, I'm actually going to make a cup of tea for when I make this, which is going to be the first thing we tackle. So I need to make all of these in a love heart shape, then put my achievements on all of them, and then somehow stick that little tiny piece of paper to these little toothpicks that I have. Then I need to make the TikTok for that. Now we're going to move on to the vision board. So I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to move all of this maybe to my bed, so that way I have a little bit more room for activities. I just made a list of some of the things that I feel like are really big accomplishments, and I'm just going to tell you, and obviously hopefully take some of this information in myself and really feel it. So here are the things I achieved this year. I stopped dating men. I let go of imposter syndrome, and one of the other things I have is I quit working for somebody else. Technically I quit working for somebody else in 2024, but I got a job for like a month or two, hated it, worst job that I ever had in my whole entire existence, and then it really just sent me over the edge for never wanting to work for anyone ever again. So I quit that job and went after let go of imposter syndrome. For the most part, it still creeps in here and there. I went after the life and the careers that I want to have for myself. I have many accomplishments in terms of travel this year, but something that I feel like is probably not that big of a deal to other people, but it's a big deal to me, is that I got my first travel stamp. You know, on your passport. Let me see if I can show you. Haha. Look at this. When I went to Turkey, I got it, and I just feel like that was a nice little accomplishment from this year. So that's what I'm going to put on all of these little cards. I'm going to cut these out and make them love heart shaped, and I'm going to listen to some tunes, and then I'm going to create the TikTok for them and put them all in the cake. So if you want to see that finished video, make sure you go follow my TikTok, and then we will get working on the vision board. And I'm very excited for the vision board because I'm going to show you the Notion that I've made. And I've never been a Notion girl, never, which is kind of crazy because I love organisation. But do you know what it is? I have demand avoidance, and people kept telling me, Kayla, you need to get on Notion. And I said, no, don't tell me what to do. After that, when I discovered Notion in my own time, I'm now a big fan. And I've created, like, overnight, I created a whole entire Notion system. So can't wait to give you a tour of that. But first, let's do this. Celebrations are finished, and now moving on to the vision boards. So I have two boards. One is going to be essentially career focused, and the other is going to be lifestyle focused. Do you want some cake? Have it like roughly laid out how I want. This is my lifestyle one. I want healthy nails, for example, but I have it roughly laid out, so now I'm just going to stick it all in, and then we're going to do the work one. But I feel like in between doing this one and this one, I may need to do dinner and not just eat an entire cake. And scene, I'm finished and I'm really tired now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna show you the 2 vision boards right now, but I'm not gonna, like, I'm kind of gonna wrap it up and leave it at that. I don't know even how to speak anymore. I'll still give you a tour of my Notion, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow, also after I sleep, but also after I take my makeup off, also after I decide where to put these vision boards, because I want to put them on this wall. But I also am getting a projector for Christmas, and I feel like having this wall blank might be a good idea. I could put them on either side of this mirror. I don't really know where to put them, but let me show you them because they're really cute and I'm actually very happy. So I'll give you an MTV Crib tour tomorrow when I'm doing my full Notion tour. But this is the lifestyle one. So from afar, this is what they look like side by side. Up close, we have some skincare. Moving out. Want to learn how to drive. My signature scent. And then a little glimpse at the career one. So again, from afar, but up close. Bit of PR, bit of money. YouTube plaque. So I think for right now, I'm just going to put everything away. And then I'm thinking, I'm going to wash my face because I've had this makeup on all day. And it's actually, you can't really see it in this lighting, but I don't know if you can see it, but it's just starting to basically come off. Wash my face, take off my makeup, maybe put a face mask on. Chill out. I've started watching Two Broke Girls on Prime. So I'm going to watch that and probably just get very antisocial for the rest of the night. But I'll talk to you in the morning. Because in the morning we're going to decide where to put these up. Whether it's going to be here, whether it's going to be there, whether it's going to be there. We're also going to have an MTV Crib tour of my Notion and my 2026 plan of action. Good night. Love you guys. See you in the morning. Hello there, good morning. All that crafting really took it out of me, not gonna lie. Love being able to like show up for myself and to solo date and all of that kind of thing, but it does take just as much energy as it would for a man. Only actually, like, I'm revived soulfully, like in my soul I feel better, but I'm feeling a little bit sleepy today. I decided to hang up my vision boards here and here, which I'll show you proper in just a sec. But I just want to say good morning. I'm gonna drink my little cup of tea, maybe watch some YouTube, and just try to wake up a little bit slowly. I kind of like that I put them over my desk. Shout out to Bestie, whose idea that was. I like clean girl aesthetic. I'm sorry, I do. I like things to be not minimalist, but definitely like low-key, not overwhelming. In case you don't know, I share my room. It is very overwhelming over that side. It's very chaotic. I don't like my side of the room to also like mirror that, if you get me. Bessie had the idea to just put them directly over my desk, which actually worked out really well, because since I've been sitting at my desk, since I've stuck them up and been sitting at my desk, I've just been proper staring at them, and that is the idea. It feels so wintry today, and I'm just not here for it, to be honest, because seasonal depression. But I did take a shower and I changed my PJs. I didn't wash my hair because tomorrow is actually Christmas Eve. Happy Christmas Eve, Eve. And I'm gonna have an everything shower then. So I had a shower, refreshed my space just a tad. I'm loving it, to be honest. It's giving very girly pop. Let's get into the tour. The MTV crib tour of me, myself, and I, and all my dreams that I have. Because 2026 is going to be our year. We are going to make this the best year possible. I want to show you my vision board, and I also want to show you my Notion. But first, let me just show you the vibes proper. I'm sorry, but I'm so obsessed with this. There's my trash can. My little heat pad, my other side of the room. But I just love. I love my room. I've gone through a lot of efforts to create this to be a space that I love being in. And I really think this has just tied it all together, to be honest. Like, I'm excited to sit at my desk now, because it's not just a big, huge blank wall. And I still have room for when I get my projector. I can just project up there. So let's just give you an MTV crib tour of the vision board first. This is my lifestyle one. We have some good skincare connecting to myself. You see similar themes all throughout. We have like taekwondo, getting my black belt, moving out, learning how to drive. Yes, I'm very ambitious and I want to do very many things next year. Okay, I'm aware that my brain is crazy, but loving this. It's literally like my solo day in, learning how to cook, like all of the things, all of my big goals that I want just for my overall lifestyle. This is her. And then moving on to my work vision board. We have influencer events, the computer I want to buy, all the money I'm gonna make, the book that I want to write / am writing, and it says here first draft. And one of the biggest goals that I have for next year is to finish my first draft. Follower growth and like influencer events and an event I want to run, etc, etc, and my YouTube plug. So if you know haven't subscribed yet, you would want to get on that. I'm kind of obsessed. I just feel like, if especially with the flowers, I feel like it's really, it's just so motivating, and I hope that lasts like all year round. I wasn't a Notion girl all my life, but now I am, and I'm excited to show you my Notion. I did use somebody else's template because my first time using Notion. Don't judge me, please and thanks. The whole reason why I wanted to have a Notion is because I wanted to have like a system in order for me to achieve all of these goals I have on my vision board. When you go in, you just have like vibes. So if you go in here, right, if you have my weekly structure and then my daily routine. So I'll just go one by one to my weekly structure, and then it literally has like what each focus is for the day. So work wise, my focus on Mondays is editing, my focus on Tuesdays is admin work, and then also in here I have the workouts that I'll be doing each day, because I am having surgery next year, so I want to be able to make my body stronger and all that jazz. So I just have my little morning routine and my little evening routine, and I made them like tick boxes. So like, say if I do that, I can just literally tick the box, and then I feel like that will give my dopamine like extra dopamine, because it'd be like, oh my god, I did something. And then moving on to something that I feel like is one of the biggest things, I split my year into quarters, because obviously I want to do, like, you can see it right here, I want to like learn how to drive and move out and get a black belt and write books and do all of these things. And that's a lot for any human to do. Do you know what I mean? So I broke my whole year into 4 quarters, took into account how I'll be feeling nature wise. So say for example, here in the fourth quarter, we're going to be like kind of reviving and like building a foundation to support the rest of the year on. And then in the last quarter, we'll kind of be winding down and slowing back down, etc. We have some goals. This is basically just for me to see just main focuses for this quarter. So for example, like I need to make an income so that way I can have my really expensive surgery, etc, etc. And then I have basically each month wrote out, and I kind of have it like mostly as a template, but for each month I have like a lifestyle section of all the things that I want to work on, and then I have the same for my career, and then I have my content plan for each week, and then just at the end of the month I wanted to like have like a little check-in what I accomplished, just as a reminder to myself, so that way I don't forget to celebrate myself, you know. And then we have same for each month, so basically like February, March, and then that's the end of the fourth quarter, and then it's pretty much the same. Obviously, something that you will notice that January is completely done, aka I have my content plan in for January, but I don't have it in for any of the other months, because at the end of every month I want to do like a check-in with myself, and you will see that on my big juicy calendar. You'll see here, monthly check-in. Obviously, to keep the dopamine up and to keep me focused and to keep my motivation high, I just made a little motivation list. And if I go in here, there's like deeper reasons why I want to do what I want to do. So say for example, I want to buy my sister a house one day when I'm really, really rich. And also I have like a little toolkit for when I'm not feeling like I want to be that girl, just some things that will help. So something that does help is if I don't want to get up and do anything, say for example clean my room, I will put on like a 10-20 minute timer, and then usually like I'll say I'll only do it for 20 minutes, I'll only do it for 10 minutes, whatever. And then that actually really helps, because then in that 20 minutes the big task is actually done, essentially. And then I have a little mini version of my vision board that I have on my wall. I have my prehab plan, so this is basically my workout plan that I'll do before I go into surgery, and then after surgery I'll have a rehab plan. So I haven't made that yet because I don't know how I feel after surgery, etc, etc, etc. Then I have my financial tiers, so I'll show you a little glimpse, but basically I would like to make loads and loads and loads of money from social media, right? So I kind of gave myself like almost like milestones, so that way, like, again, almost like what I did with like ticking the box. Yes, just ticking the box is dopamine, but like it doesn't make it so intimidating if it's a really big goal. Last but not least, I have my social tiers. So I basically did the exact same thing that I did with my money, but only for social media. So instead of thinking, oh, let's get 100k on TikTok, which is kind of intimidating, I'll get 3k and then I'll get 5k, and then I'll be able to like almost build it up and be able to tick these boxes off, and then give my brain the dopamine and the motivation. That's me plan for the year. I know it's a very ambitious plan, and I'm very aware that things will get in the way and I will be interrupted, and some things won't go to plan, and some things might even fail, and that's all okay, to be honest, because it's just all a part of the journey. I'm really excited for next year, to be honest. Like, I feel like I've almost like said goodbye to 2025, and I'm like so ready to say hello to 2026. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to be so tired, at least in January. I'm very aware the chronic illness and the chronic fatigue will kick in, especially like fixing my sleep routine and stuff like that. I'm very aware that it won't go as smooth sailing and as gorgeous and beautiful and sexy as my vision boards and my Notion, but nonetheless, I'm excited to achieve all of those things, and I'm excited to come back next year and do this essentially the same video, but to be able to like have that cake and have all the goals that are like sitting right there, like me in my new apartment with that cake saying I moved out. So I think that was a very productive solo day, to be honest, and I feel like it was a very nice way of like spending time with myself and really recognizing how far I've come and how far I am still to go, but how excited I am to go there. I feel like I haven't had a proper solo date in like a while, like quite a while, so I feel like that really gave me a second to like really connect to myself, and hopefully it motivated you to maybe connect with yourself a little bit and maybe take a little look at like how you spent this year and how you can celebrate yourself just because you survived this year alone, let alone anything else that you probably did this year that I'm sure you did this year. I want to thank you so much for listening to me babble and for spending some time with me on my solo date. And I know that it wasn't really a solo date because I spent it with you guys, but I don't mind doing that. I don't mind sacrificing my solo date so that way you can also be motivated to be nice to yourself. Like, to me, that is so loving and so kind of me to do. But I am going to go, and I'm actually going to edit this video, and I might climb back into my bed and just have a live, laugh, love, jolly time. A very calm, cozy, not too crazy kind of time. And then tomorrow is Christmas Eve. So tomorrow I'm going to be in a Christmassy mood. That's kind of why I want to get this video edited so that way I don't have to do it. Anyway, happy Christmas, happy New Year. I love yous all. And I guess I will see you next week and a week after and a week after. Okay, bye. Love you.